Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Giovanna Bernal, founder of Prime Solutions Tax and Legal, a Panama attorney with more than 15 years of experience. And today we have a special guest. A friend of mine introduced me to him. We have a good friend in common. His name is Austin. Probably you know him because I told him, my husband, about him. And he said, "Oh yes, I watch his videos. He's great." And I thought, okay, yes, this is Austin Hess. He's the CEO of DoPanama. Welcome, Austin, for this interview.
Thank you so much, Giovanna. It's so great to be here. I just love corresponding and working with awesome people like yourself that are just trying to make and show people how great this country is. So again, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you bringing me on today.
Thank you. I'm so grateful that we got together and we can have this conversation, because I'm pretty sure that our viewers want to understand a bit about Airbnb Legal. Right? So I thought
very important.
Introduce, a little bit about you, your company, what you do, and then we just jump on the topic.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, I'll introduce myself a little bit and do Panama so people understand really what we're all about. We are a licensed and bonded real estate company. However, we're also a real estate network. For me, being an expat living in Panama, I know how important it is for people to get the full picture. One brokerage or one independent realtor might have some great listings, but when you have an array of great brokers throughout the country, there's a lot of great listings. And I feel that putting them all together into a real estate network was something really powerful for people looking at Panama. They might find a great house, but over here they might find the perfect house. So if I could put them all together in one network, that's what we did with DoPanama. I've been a publisher for 11 years here. So I love helping people. I'm addicted to helping people. It was helping people and still is, finding great restaurants and hotels. And then after the pandemic, I saw a big need and a lot of shift for people that worked over the internet coming to Panama. It wasn't just retirees anymore. So that's when we, and my business partner and I, we dove into the real estate market. And, we want to promote Panama. Again, we want to show our love for Panama and do it in a way that then we can take the people that are reaching out to us and connecting them with people that I would trust with my grandmother or my mother, great attorneys like yourself, awesome brokers. So yeah, we have a network of brokers across the country. I mean, every part of the country, we have affiliates, and, we love helping, again, others out there look for real estate options. So that's a little bit about our company. On the point, talking about legal Airbnb, this is a really big one for me. This is something that was a big part of my company, was, again, providing protection, giving information like I would give it to my family members or take it in myself. And, people use the term Airbnb friendly. If someone says that, probably doesn't mean it's legal. So be careful. Again, you don't want to get yourself caught in a situation where you have an illegal operation and you get a fine. I've unfortunately heard of a colleague, they got a fine. She has Airbnb rentals that she manages for clients of hers, and she got a fine. And then here in my building on Avenida Balboa, where I live, a couple days before Christmas, they put up a sign that said, "No more Airbnb." It's not our opinion, it's the law. And I get it. I understand this law. There's three main reasons that I think that this law is important. One is to protect people that are living in buildings. I mean, if you don't want to live in a hotel, you want to live in an apartment, and you don't want, your neighbor changing every 3 days, every 2 days. I understand that, I get that. And, we see a lot of clients that don't want that. They don't want to be in an Airbnb legal building. There's others, a lot of others that do want to invest in legal Airbnb. And so, of course, it's good to have that separation, right? To give people the facts. If someone sold an apartment in a building that's not supposed to have Airbnb, they don't want to have Airbnb. They don't want to have their neighbors changing every day. Another reason for the law was obviously taxes. Hotels pay taxes. Legal Airbnb buildings will also pay these taxes as well. Just like it's a condo hotel. They're registered as a condo hotel with the Authority of Tourism. That's how they've gotten these licenses. Mm-hmm. So obviously that's big for the country. It's a nice tax for the country, and that every bit helps, with keeping our country beautiful, the roads nice, etc., etc. And then, of course, the third reason this law, I think, was created was to protect the hotels. That we have a massive incentive, 12, 15 years ago to have all these hotels come and build here. The reason being was, in part, there was no way we could build this amazing convention center we just put up out on the Amador Causeway if we didn't have a minimum. I think it was 35,000 hotel rooms. So, of course, we needed to incentivize these hotels to come here. We got to protect them too. So there's multiple reasons, I think, for the law. It's not just like, oh, you can't do that because we don't want you to. There's taxes, there's protecting, of course, homeowners, and of course the hotels themselves. To jump in a little bit about the legal Airbnbs, again, it's a license with the Authority of Tourism. Certain buildings do get this. And if you are looking, for an investment that maybe you can use a month, 3 months, whenever you want. Some of them you can do 50-50 if you want. Some of them, if you put them in the rental pool, because they manage those rentals for you, which is it's very nice actually. They want a maximum of 3 months for you to use it. And again, that's great for a lot of clients. There's a lot of Americans and Canadians and Europeans that are coming over that kind of want a plan B. They want to have that permanent lifetime residency in place in case they ever need it, but they don't want to, live here full time, or maybe they're already living here and they just want to generate some income. I mean, some of these ROIs are really nice, 9% at a very conservative rate. So, it's a great opportunity for, obviously a multiple of different people depending on their situation.
Right. So basically the restrictions on this law, I think it's 80 of 2012 from the Tourism Authority, is that you cannot rent less than 45 days. If you do that, you need to be under an investment permit, like a tourism permit, right?
Correct.
Okay. So they need to find those pre-construction investments that have this type of permit, right? So
and not all of them are pre-construction. There's a couple that have already finished. Some great options out there already on the market. We do see a lot of people that are attracted to some of these pre-construction, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, they can either take payment plans. So you have milestone payments. So, there's one development, for example, that you put 15% down. A year later, you put down another 10. A year later, you put down another 10. When the building finishes, you put down 5. So that's a total of 40% during pre-construction, milestone payments. And then that developer, you can either pay it off or you can have a 5-year in-house, right? That's with the developer financing in-house, no bank, there's no underwriting. So they just automatically give you 5 years. Obviously, we don't know what the interest rate is because that will be in about 3.5 years from now. But whatever the current interest rate is at that time, that will be the interest rate. And they'll finance you with a balloon payment at the end of that 5-year period. Of course, you can make payments as you go. There's no penalty. There's no prepayment penalties whatsoever. But I think that's really neat too, because, as you probably know, it's not so easy, at least at this current moment. Now, I have had some communications with banks lately. I have a meeting later this week with a very big bank here that is interested in getting involved with our vlog series in the magazine to promote to expats. So I'm guessing that maybe they're going to friendly up a little bit more for the investment loans for foreigners, which will be really nice.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like, it's fun to watch this country grow. And of course, we've got to do things the right way. And if you work with the right people like yourself, like myself, my team, of course, our affiliates, we have like I said, we have great affiliates, whether you're interested in living in an island or in the mountains of Boquete or maybe on the beach in Bernal, we're here to protect the buyer. We're here to consult the buyer through the process. We have a great, attorneys like yourself that we work with to check properties, make sure HOAs are paid, no liens against properties, all of that stuff that's very important that, maybe doesn't always get taken care of. So again, I love working with people like yourself and, again, creating this protection for these newcomers, because we need these people to feel very comfortable and safe. People coming into Panama for the first time, this is one of the biggest decisions they'll make in their lives. And if we can make it fun, happy, and safe, we're all winning then,
Exactly. And definitely, I think that is important that the viewers also know that there's a difference maybe in terms of advantages where they want to choose investment in Panama, like by legal Airbnb or like a 1 year rental. What do you think are the main difference? What would you suggest them to invest on an legal Airbnb or just buying a property on a 1 year rental?
I actually see probably through our clients and our affiliates that we work with, probably about 70% are going for the legal Airbnb and 30% are still going for that traditional investment. There's some reasons why. Obviously, the one big one is wear and tear on furniture. It's going to be different. Obviously, if you have a 1 year rental lease with one client, one renter, tenant, or if you have 75 guests, 100 guests coming through your apartment every year. So there are those advantages. Obviously, the return on investment on a annual rental is going to be probably much lower. Again, it all depends on how much you get the unit for and what you're renting it at. But typically we see around 5-6%, where with the Airbnb legal rentals, on, again, some very conservative numbers, 9%. One building just finished not too long ago. I'm blown away by the amount that they're getting per night. I'm so happy because we have some great clients that we work with in that building, and the monthly rentals are really good. I'm just like, wow, this is better than, it's good to be conservative and then do better than what you promised, right? Or what you're hoping for. So yeah, it's really neat. And again, those are probably the biggest differences.
Okay, that's very insightful. And in terms of the ROI, because maybe the viewers, they want to understand a little bit more. It's better to do short rental for sure, because you can get more income. And also I've seen that they give some of the developers, they give you the financing, the visa option, because you can qualify under a type of residency option like a qualifying investor visa, and also the possibility to have a property where you can come here and live, but also they can pull it for rent for you. They can manage it directly, right?
Well, and that's amazing. Like one developer, they're going to do in-house property management at half of the cost. They're going to do 12.5% instead of usually it's about 20-25% to have a property management company look over your property, manage the rentals, manage the clients on an Airbnb property. It's less if it's an annual renter. But yes, that's a big one too. Another thing that's really big, there's a couple that are in pre-construction. Now, typically when you buy real estate, you need to have the title to then apply for the Friendly Nations or the Qualified Investor Visa. Now, we all know that or maybe you don't know, but the Qualified Investor Visa, that anyone out there watching, is currently at a threshold of $300,000 going up to $500,000 in mid-October of this year. So one great thing that one of these developers has done, because the building won't finish for 3 years, is that they'll give you a major discount, like literally like 9 to 11% off the whole price if you make a full payment up front. So you're already winning, 9 to 11% appreciation value for those first 3 years. If you do that full payment up front, it goes into a trust with the developer. And because it's in that trust, then you can also go ahead and get your lifetime permanent qualified investor visa before that price goes up. So pretty neat. Again, anyone out there that wants to know more, obviously you can reach out to me directly, Giovanna directly. Please, if you do reach out to myself or my team through our website or through email, mention Giovanna. Obviously I love what she does. I love, again, working with people like her. And of course, we want to make sure that she is taken care of as well. And if you're new to looking at Panama and you really have no idea where your place is going to be, where's your tribe, where are you going to click with, because there's so many, Panama's a teeny country, but there's a vast difference of destinations. Bocas del Toro is completely different than Boquete. That's completely different than Venao or Petasi even. They're 30 minutes apart and they're completely different. So if you are not sure where you are going to be interested in living, I highly suggest going to our website, DoPanama.com. We have a free 23-question where should I live relocation survey. Now, this is a multiple choice survey. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes. And again, the last question on there is, how did you hear about the survey? And of course, Giovanna's name will be there. So please click on her name. We really want to make sure, I guess, that we know that if you're contacting us, that's coming through her. So yeah, I mean, again, everybody is going to be different. We know not one person's the same, not one person's interests are the same. Mm-hmm. There's some that are very similar, but again, I love, that's one thing about DoPanama is we love working one-on-one and really getting to know the client, understanding their wants, their needs, the lifestyle they desire, because they might say one thing and then this thing, and I say, hey, you can have this, but you might not have this. And it might, rework the way that they're thinking. Again, that's part of working with DoPanama, being a publisher for 11 years. I think I've probably been in every part of this country at least 300, 500, 700 times. So I have a really good knowledge about different areas. I can literally have a video call with someone and tell them, honestly, I don't believe this area will be right for you for this reason, or this reason. And they'll say, wow, man, I appreciate that. Because again, we would love for you to be happy today. I would love for you to be happy today, but I also want you to be super happy in 5 years, and I've seen so many times where people come in and they maybe buy in Coronado because they thought this or this, and no one instructed them like, hey, or gave them feedback or ideas. And then 2 years later, they're moving over to Boquete. So it's like, maybe we can help people again, not make the wrong decision per se.
Exactly. Well, this has been extremely useful. I don't know if you want to give a last tip for our viewers about investing in Panama. I know it's important to reach people like you, like us, that know that have the experience. I've seen your videos and you are literally going to the places and walking on the street, which is really good. Like, because people know that they have the experience, that you have the experience. You go to the places. It's not just that you see the listings and just talk, right? So that's really great. I don't know if you want to say something else.
Yes, again, thank you so much, Giovanna. I love what you do. I know, again, a dear friend of ours, who I love so much, he introduced us, and I'm glad he did, because you got such great energy. I look forward to working with you. So again, first and foremost, thank you. To answer your question, last minute thoughts, closing thoughts, Panama's amazing. It's a magical place. And of course, the whole reason my business partner and I, and our team, we have an incredible team, the happiest people that you probably ever met, great affiliates, we all work together for you, we're here because I understood that there was a missing link, where a lot of the times there'll be a broker and, his girlfriend's aunt's brother wants to sell a property, so he puts it on Facebook, and then you see it on Facebook. And I'm not saying that anything mischievous is happening, but that's okay in Panama. Where usually in the US or Canada, you have someone that's looking after the buyer, but you have someone who's looking after the seller, so it's good to have two sides of the table, and obviously that side of the table being there to protect you, protect your investment, make sure that you're making the right moves, making sure you're getting connected to the right people, because that could change everything, And again, like this is a really big decision for a lot of people, and one little hiccup can change everything. And, if we can make this, I've been here almost 13 years, and I wake up every morning thanking God for putting me in this beautiful country. So if I can make other people feel that way, I want to. That's all I want.
This is very nice. This is nice that I think you should be Panamanian, or you're Panamanian already.
I'm Pana Gringo. Yeah.
All right. 13 years. Wow, that's a lot. So great. Thank you so much, Austin, for doing this. And this has been very informative and helpful. Just let's say goodbye. Thank you. And we invite our viewers to like and share this video, subscribe to the channel. We will share Austin's information also on the description, the survey as well. So you can find also his information here in this video. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Austin.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you, guys. Have a beautiful day. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Bye-bye.